Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel and to Disco Elysium. So as I said at the end of the last episode, this time we're gonna talk with the apparently rich lady. At least the first one that we saw. Let's see what's up. Joyce Messier. Definitely looking rich over there. A striking woman leans against the cabin top of her sailing boat, smiling as you approach. Her green raincoat glistens with droplets, a silk scarf is tied around her throat. Alright.
Good afternoon, officers. I'm Joyce.
She extends her hand in greeting.
Joyce L. Messier. I represent the board of Wild Pines, the owners of the harbour. You gentlemen must be from the RCM.
She steps closer and holds out her hand over the railing. Okay, so she represents the board of Wild Pines. I guess Wild Pines is that company. Owners of the harbor. Okay. Joyce L. What does the L stand for? RCM? What's that? I'm a little foggy here. What gives us away? Shake your hand, don't shake your hand. What does the L stand for?
Leighton, my maiden name.
Leighton. Okay. Her bony hand dangles from the sleeve of her oversized raincoat. Oh, we are making her wait with the hand out. I see. RCM, what's that? I'm a little foggy here. What gave us away or shake your hand? What gave us
Nothing,
away?
honestly. I've said it to every drunk in town, and you're the first one who's responded.
I've said it to every drunk in town, you're the first one who's responded. Interesting. Relax. She just means it in jest. She just meant it in jest. RCM, what's that? I'm really foggy. Do we want to go that route? Sure, why not?
I meant you, the Revachol Citizens Militia. The police.
Oh, she seems confused. I meant you, the Revachol Citizens Militia Police. Okay. Shake her hand.
I'm
Why
glad
not?
to see you here.
Her grip is tight and cold. Like steel. That's the strength there. Oh, there is strength there. If she wanted, she could sink her nails deep into your skin.
I was dispatched to handle a strike, not a lynching. Anything I can do to assist the RCM in this matter, I will. Gladly.
Okay, so she will gladly help you, but in quotes, help you. Kinda like,
That is good to hear, madame. My colleague will take the lead on this interview. I should let you know that he is recovering from an unusual medical episode. Very unusual. But I can assure you of his ultimate competency.
Okay, so I like how every time, we're talking, he has to say it, to whoever we talk to, like, I should warn you that, my colleague is like, weird, but, okay. There's a trace of irony in his voice, mischief even, and this is a tactic.
How interesting. I wish you a swift recovery. In the meanwhile, you have my full cooperation, and the full cooperation of the Wild Pines group.
Alright, so we have the full cooperation. You're on a boat, tell me about Wild Pines, what can you tell me about the strike, about the lynching? Can I have some money? You seem rich, can I have some money? Okay, that's interesting. And that's all. Let's start with the easy stuff. You're on a boat. Why, yes I am. She looks at the deck under her feet. Green and white sails flutter overhead. Not a lot of people on boats are there. Does she have a name? Do you have a license for the boat? Does she have a name? The boat? No. It is called Cordelate 19 because that's the type of sloop it is. Okay, but what kind of boat is it? It's a pleasure craft, a 19 pacer. It also happens to be rated for Category 1 racing, though these days I mainly use it for business. How'd you like it? My sloop? I like it a lot. Her lips curl into a bright smile. It's the eel's hips, baby. I'm enjoying this part of the interview. It has so little to do with the murder we're investigating. True. Not a lot of people on boats are there. Of course there are. She looks around. We are on an archipelago. How else are you supposed to get around? Wait, we are on an archipelago? Look around. Yes, we are. She raises her brow. We are on Lake Anu. Technically, the neighboring Ozone and Faisal Mer, I guess that's what it's called. I think that's how it's pronounced. Island groups are archipelagos, while Lake Anu, by contrast, is a single fertile land mass, the fourth largest island in the world. It's not an archipelago. Wait, I thought Lake Anu was one big island. Still haven't seen anyone else sail a boat around here. Okay, wait, I thought Lake Anu was one big island. Oh, we gained XP for that. Nice. Okay, she gives you a crooked smile. If you want to get technical, the point is we are all on islands here, and sail is still the most expedient way to get from one island to another, especially when you're in a hurry to resolve a strike. Sure. Still, I haven't seen anyone else sail on a boat around here. I haven't seen anyone else drive a souped-up Kupriki Nema motor carriage either. True. Actually, the lieutenant becomes defensive. That motor carriage has been specially issued to serve as a patrol and pursuit vehicle. It's for crossing long distances in the Greater Revachol Industrial Harbor. It's not a toy. Neither is this. The woman pats the cabin hardtop. A toy, I mean. It's a machine for crossing long distances in the Bay of Revachol between the city and the islands. Makes sense. You need to make this lady admit she's only riding around on this boat because she's rich. Okay, so that's our rhetoric. It's like, you need to. We need to make her say that she's just having fun. Okay, yes I do. Why not? Let's have fun. You have to, okay, and then take this Colossal thing down. Let's talk about the economics of this boat you're on. Aha. Okay. Oh my, the E word. She crosses her arms. You mean to say that it's a symbol of conspicuous consumption? That I'm a member of the ruling class? Yes, exactly. Precise mundo. Class war time, baby. No, it's a symbol for subjugation to foreign capital, the bad kind of capital. Forget about it, I was out of line. I mean, is it a symbol to subjugation? I mean, it's just a boat. She's having fun. Yes, you are a member of the ruling class. Exactly. Detective may remind you that Miss Messer is a professional negotiator. He doesn't look like he thinks you'll best her in single combat. Then what does that say? She points to the plaque on the side of the pier. Does it say docking reserved for residents of Rue de Sankis Lane 33A? 33A, this old proletarian haunt here. She waves at the ruin looming overhead. As I said, plenty of people drive boats, of all social strata. Okay, we have a interesting reaction speed challenge. Fire back quick. We have a 58% chance because we know about the revolution because it's the eel's heels. Is reaction speed. Do we have something that oh, we cannot change. Interesting. So you cannot change during dialogue. It's a red check. You can only try once. Well, it's 58%. Let's try. Fail. Oh, that's a shame. She takes a sip. It's gonna happen. Okay, she takes a sip. Something is about to happen. Point to your head in here. Any moment. Of course. Nothing happens for quite a while. They will come from my head, the arguments. Wave your hand next to your head. It will help. Let's not be crazy. As they do. The thoughts happen inside his brain, the lieutenant explains. Wave your hand next to your head, it will help, or nothing is going to come give up. Let's keep going. It does. It doesn't help. Alright. Keep waving your hand slowly. Oh my, she sped the motion. It's as if there is a tiny spinner on the side of his head and he's reading thoughts out. Except he isn't. A thought is going to come out of my head and into my mouth, and I'll say it. I keep doing it. Okay. Of course. Keep doing it. We lost the morale for that? That's a shame. I mean, it was fun. Lieutenant, I truly don't understand what's happening here. I told you his methods are unconventional. I swear to God, I'm usually sharp. I don't know what happened. Why am I not getting it? What were you talking about anyway? Or I'm out of here. You can actually just end the conversation. I'm usually sharp. You're a marble on glass, dear. Don't worry. What were we talking about anyway? It was quite a while ago, but I think she looks around. Yes, we were discussing my fast, large, ineluctably middle-class boat. Do you have a license for it? Officer, I assure you, I'm a highly qualified pleasure craft operator. The crowns of her teeth are porcelain, white as the boat's hull, as she smiles. Her nonchalance might be related to something called the Wayfarer Act, a law that says she doesn't need a license. Sly Fox, you're not aggressive enough to harass her further on this. Okay. I think I have an handle on the boat thing. Alright, so that was all about the boat. Good. Tell me about Wild Pines. What can you tell me about this strike? Lynching. I assume Rich can have some money. Maybe we try that later if we get more friendly towards her. Tell me about Wild Pines. What do you do? What we do, I'm afraid I don't speak for Wild Pines as a whole. It's a giant undertaking. There was a touch of discomfort there. She wants to merely represent. So what do they do? The Pines' core competency is logistics, container shipping, freight. Okay, so it's a transport company. Okay. The sort of thing. She points to the small dots on the horizon. See those airships there blinking? Those are the shipping side of things. Then to the east towards the harbor, and that's the terminal. Another subdivision deals with energy, oil and gas exploration, offshore platforms. The White Pines Group is one of the original Revacholian Indo tribes. Companies awarded royal monopolies by the king, the suzerain, himself centuries ago. The king is now gone, but several of the Indo tribes remain. Who are the other Indo tribes? You're in good company, it seems. How much money does White Pines have? Who are the other ones? San Baptiste, Loom, an unknown entity known as Brightest Star. Okay, you're in good company, it seems. Why, thank you. She does not register the real meaning of the remark. True. How much money does the White Pants have? I'm not at liberty to discuss the company balance sheet, but I can tell you at least. Last year the company broke. Can the company booked? Wow, that was hard to read. More than 20 billion real in revenue. Okay. Oh, wow, that's it. I thought White Pants was supposed to be big time. Numbers like that mean nothing to me. The money I owe is so much less than that. I mean, 20 billion. We need 60 something for the hotel, 3 nights. So I guess it's kinda the same as real-time money, real world money. So I guess 20 billion is probably similar to 20 billion. Okay, wow. 20 billion is a large number, but the conglomerate employs 72,000 people. They all need to be paid. Then there are capital improvements, interest payments. A wave hits the slope. She grasps the mainstay for balance. A conglomerate the size of the White Pines is like a shark. If it stops moving, it will die. Then, what becomes of those 72,000 families? It's a tremendous responsibility. Where does White Pines get all these billions? Sure. This started as an exploration and cargo fleet conducting trade between the Samaran and Insulindian Islas 250 years ago, when Pine's ships explored the South Semenese and chartered Lo Mantang on behalf of the suzerain. Ooh, some harsh names to pronounce there. Sorry if I butchered any of those. Centuries of care, deliberation, and madness have gone into this endeavor. Vessels pass through the great unrest to re-emerge with apricots in tow. The logic of the system is totalizing. It's taken everything from its employees to build it. Okay? Perhaps to start out with a royal monopoly, or what does a huge system want with a place like this? Probably helps to start out with a royal monopoly. You know more than you let on. She takes a sip and looks you over afresh. Certainly it helped, but most of the original Indo tribes have failed or been absorbed. To survive, Wild Pines had to grow and adapt. No suzerain did that. What does such a huge system want with a place like this? You mean aside from being the terminal's legal owners? She gives you a little smile. Who are responsible for moving 8% of the world's cargo? 8% of all cargo in the world, that's quite an endeavor. You don't keep it moving, the workers do, the company's nothing without them. That's all I need to know about something else. Well, these are kind of like overlapping each other because technically the company is the workers, so it is quite an endeavor, yeah. Oh, top gained, the 15th in the tribe. She nods forcefully. There are no minor cogs in the system. Each terminal must be accounted for, lest the entire system break. Every hiccup in such a system means thousands lose their jobs. The world over. I'm here to assure that doesn't happen. Okay. What can you tell me about this strike? Well, so now we start the actual questioning. And we do get the lowdown question. Okay. What can you tell me about the strike? Everything. She smiles right up to, but not including, trade secrets. What if I want to hear about trade secrets? True. First, you'd have to repeal the Emergencies Act of Trade and ailments that gives me the right of silence. It's quite the octopus. An octopus? I was late. How do I repel it then? I wouldn't want to disturb an octopus, better let it be. How do I repel it then? Why? By throwing off half a century of foreign domination under the coalition. Unfortunately for you, the coalition also leases you the right to police West Revachol. You'd be shooting yourself in the foot, in other words. Leave it alone. But I am derailing us. You wanted to know about the strike. What's your role in this precisely? I believe the official title is Senior Labor Negotiator. In practice, I'm a grocery clerk. I relay the union's demands to White Pines and return with White Pines' counteroffer. And how are the talks going? They're not. That's the problem. The union stopped all negotiations a week ago after their awful lynching took place. Okay. Now they won't even let me into the harbor. There is a 220-meter racist behemoth blocking the gates. Tell us more about this behemoth. What can I say? The Union employs the giant cover into tools, she pauses. A racist giant, I guess that's part of their big tent organization now. How are the talks going before the lynching? Let's say I was not making the kind of progress I hoped for when I first arrived. And when did you first arrive? I arrived 3 weeks ago, she thinks. Yes, in the middle of February. The bay was still partially frozen then. I prefer to do these things on site, like the RCM. But the strike began in December. He looks at his notes. I wasn't the original negotiator here. I took over after Mr. Gaumont hit a wall with Mr. Clare, the union boss. Mr. Clare refused to speak with Gaumont despite concessions he granted the union in prior negotiations. This isn't the first time the union has gone on a strike. Heavens no, there have been 2 prior strikes. Both times the union won significant concessions, including overtime pay and a medical plan. This time their demands are more, I guess you could say aggressive. Ludicrous even, it's meant. Okay. What happened to this Gaumont? What are their demands? Tell me about union boss, Mr. Clare. I think we can ask all 3 of them, seeing that it says that that's all I need here. So let's ask about the Gaumont first. I'm actually interested. Mr. Clare told him to, how did he put it? She pauses to compose herself. Okay, do this. Gaumont is short of stature, you see. Not cool. Yeah, not cool. Keep in mind this is a negotiator Mr. Clare has worked with before who was more than fair with him and the union. What are their demands? There are leaflets everywhere and banners. What did they say again? Oh yes. Every worker a member of the board. Ah, I see. They want everyone to be a ruler kind of thing. Most of the workers probably don't know what that means. I like it, I don't know what to think about that. Over-aggressive, comic posturing. It's like they have no idea about business. Well, this is the more realistic ones. You cannot, in a company, in any company, make every worker a member of the board. Otherwise, every small decision would need like months to go by. Well, it seems like they have no idea about business. In his defense, another said demand democracy. Okay, that's pretty good. Pretty tame stuff compared to every worker member of the board. What does that even mean? Or most of them probably don't know what that means. What does that even mean? It's quite simple, you see. Every time the Wild Pines group makes a decision about what, about anything really, it needs the signature of each of the 2,200 workers in Martinez terminal. Exactly, this is what I was talking about. It's unfeasible. Every small decision, even like, I don't know, different food, like, it would need a bunch of like signs and stuff. That's why we kind of like, elect speakers for us. Just so you understand, this is about one of 22 terminals owned by Wild Pines. Essentially, not only are they kings of the company, they are also kings of the 72,000 employees of Wild Pines Group. That's pretty funny, I have to admit. The workers can be kings, the king is king, the king is dead along with the workers. What are you going to do? It's pretty funny. They're having a blast, but how can they afford it? After 4 months, my assumption was they would prefer a more practical solution. What are you going to do? I'm not sure. Naturally, I assumed that it was just their opening position, a hard-nosed tactic with a side of mockery, but there's been no follow-up. Just the same nonsensical slogan repeated over and over again. And now people are getting lynched, I hear. Behind the willing rags, a disastrous situation if there ever was one. Excuse me, the lieutenant looks up from his notes. From whom did you hear about the lynching? True. I first heard it from the boya at the gates. Her reply comes quick. The one whose very name advertises his aversion to work. I think he said it was "Call me mañana." Ah, mañana means rest, I think. Yeah. This checks out. Okay, tell me about the union boss, Mr. Clare. Everard Clare is a man of the utmost integrity. If you can say one thing about him, is that he always puts the interest of the workers first. Really? Of course not. Everard is fantastically corrupt. I imagine he has a thick, viscous goo where you and I have blood. If you were to prick him with something sharp you can see it oozing out, a knife maybe? No, I repeat. Okay. It's not like you're about to take that to him. Is it that bad? It can't be that bad. Say nothing. You sound like that. Oh heavens no, we get along just fine. Yet, now that you mention it, I can't stop imagining that black trickle just dribbling down his double chin. She stops and smiles. Uh, is it that bad? He is the most corrupt individual I've ever seen, and I deal with men like him for a living. If there is anyone more venal, more irredeemably nepotistic, then it's his twin brother Edgar. Wait, there are two of him? Yes, Edgar looks exactly like his brother, except for that lazy eye. He also talks exactly like Everard does. And when one's term as foreman is up, the other takes over. Interesting. It's how they circumvent the term limits, you see, with funny little switcheroo, while in office they've embezzled God knows how much of their workers' dues. Okay, so they keep on switching so the one or the other is on top, basically. Interesting strategy. What about the union itself, outside the brothers Claire? The Brothers Union was once a perfectly normal institution, 20 years ago anyway. It must not have been easy to establish under the Emergency Act, but they did it. I can respect that. They organized labor as best as they say. Then something happened in the local chapter elections. The Brothers Clare came and transformed it into a, how do you say? She hesitates, looking for the right expression. A mob, the lieutenant says succinctly. The Liberators are a crime syndicate. Sad as it may be, I suspect we'll be forced to cooperate with them. Refreshingly honest officer, she nods. The company has tried appeasing in the past, but I'm afraid our concessions have only emboldened Everard and his brother. She turns to you. In your opinion, detective, if I may ask, I'm a curious and talkative person, you see, she explains. Would you say the Brothers Union is effective advocate for the rights of local working men, giant leech sucking out the life of revenge troll, basically a socialist mob? I prefer not to have an opinion on these things. Well, it is basically a mob, judging by how they're doing it, but it's also, well, this is for corruption, I guess, but yeah, basically a socialist mob. Thank you for being candid, she nods. Sadly, Wild Pines have cooperated with what amounts to a crime syndicate for 2 decades. However much you feed the wolf always hunkers. One more thing. You said something happened in the elections. Nice, we got experience for that. I'm glad you asked. There was a woman, the previous forewoman of the union. She disappeared. Disappeared? Yes, on the last day of the local chapter elections, her daughter phoned in and said she wasn't running anymore, or coming to work, ever. End of story. Eerie, it happens, kinda extortion probably. Yeah. Indeed, the company suspects foul play, but there's nothing they could do. It was a union matter. The point of the presentation is these kinds of things happen around the Clares. Watch out when you're dealing with him. Thank you for your concern, ma'am. We'll be just fine. Well, says you. Okay, that's all I need. Let's change the topic. Well, we still have about half the talk, and the episode has been going on for 23 minutes already. So you know what? I'm gonna stop it here. Um, you know what? You can have a longer episode, I suppose. Let's just keep on going. It's 3 things, and this, I suppose, is probably pretty simple. Let's start by this then. Can I have some money? It's what you want to say, but it isn't that easy, is it? Wait, why not? Look at that lady. Take a gander. Squint your eyes, bub. What nice fabrics. What lustrous hair. What lustrous hair. A well-kept yet tastefully short bob of dark hair. Despite the first hints of grey, she's elected to keep it all natural, shaped into a permanent wave, late 40s style. Positively statuesque. While dull orange pearls hang from her earlobes, red from cold, her light green eyes scan you, full of knowledge and worry, wealth and all its possibilities. These are the kind of eyes of the rich man that seem to say everything is possible, within reason. Yeah, so? Now look at you. You misery-clad simian, barely able to tie your own laces, your armpits are lakes, sight of boots precedes you, your hair sticks to your forehead, and your underwear feels uncomfortable. You're poor as ball. You can't ask this person for money. You're too ashamed, not ashamed. What is this feeling? Goddamn working man, I'm not ashamed to shake the leech for some dough, as I should be for even considering it. He's a woman, I'm a man. Well, I feel like a lot of these options will gonna give me a more help yet. Let's go the working way. I guess. Yeah. You think your little convenience protects you from this feeling? No, the more demeaning it is to grovel at her feet. As I was saying, her voice breaks the silence and suddenly you're back again. Nearby, a seagull pecks a piece of garbage. If there is any way I may be of assistance, please don't hesitate to ask. Can I have some money? It's a 42% and herd of billions is a +1. Let's leave it for later. What can you tell me about the lynching? Quite a few things, I'm afraid. She falls silent for a moment, contemplating something. Oh, secret task complete. Interview the White Pines rep. +10. Nice. Information I'm about to share with you includes sensitive trade secrets. For the sake of my employer, I have to ask for your names and badge numbers. Of course, Mom. We should have introduced ourselves. The lieutenant hands her a piece of blue plastic. I'm Lieutenant Kitsuragi from Precinct 57. This is my colleague, Precinct 41, blah blah blah. We know all of this. He points to you. I'm afraid he doesn't have his badge at the moment. I hope mine will suffice. How curious. She returns the lieutenant badge and turns to you. Why is that, detective? My partner told you I recently suffered from an unusual medical episode. Lost my badge. My last badge is related to that. I see. She looks increasingly worried. So are you saying you lost your badge during the course of this episode? It's possible. After a night of heavy drinking, lost my memories. Could I eaten it for all I know? I don't remember anything. After a night of heavy drinking. Oh dear, she says with compassion, sadness even. I suppose this does explain some of the more curious turns in our conversation. She must have been suspecting something for a while now. As I said, Mom, the lieutenant interjects. His technique may be very unconventional, but he is an officer of the RCM. Just info on the lynching. Okay, of course, I sympathize, but I'm afraid I simply can't share anything more until I've seen that badge. She's a professional negotiator. She should be open to some sort of mutually beneficial arrangement. Oh, so we get to corrupt her. Suggestion. How do I negotiate my way out of this? 42. +1 for sympathy and +1 for pity, so both failure. It's a red check though. Then I'll find it somehow. Let's talk about something else until I do. How do I negotiate my way out of this? 42. I'm feeling bold. Let's try. And it's a fail. Feelings would guide the way. But madame, I need to know about this lynching. It's very important to me. It's the case I'm solving. I assure you it's no small matter for me either. We all share the responsibility for disarming this situation. I hope you have a badge for me as soon as possible. I understand it's not like a side case for me. This is my main thing. Spread your hands. This is the entirety of my existence. Let's go with this. Trust me, officer. I'm fully committed to resolving this impasse. This isn't some side gig for me. Oh, we have to say it. Spread your hands. Okay. She's silent. The wind flaps the sail above her. This boat, for example, and a home somewhere. I only have this case. Ouch. Okay, that's a damaged morale. I am gonna take one, I guess. Yes, just for here. One more, you know. Just in case we take something that takes 2 morale or whatever. I don't know. Officer, the carbon fiber hull creaks. I don't remember anything except this lynching. There is only this coast and this lynching. You know, she puts her foot on the guard wire. I don't mean to sound cold, but if you want something, you have to give something back more than just guilt. You're doing it. Despite your own best efforts, you're still getting in somehow. I'll be frank with you. If I'm going to break protocol, I need to be able to justify it to my superiors. They're going to want to see something tangible. Like what? Units conducting drug trade out of the harbor. It's an open secret in Martinez. Certainly you must not come as a complete surprise to the RCM either. Perhaps it's time to look into it. She wants me to look into another case. Okay. Or you can find a badge, which honestly seems like a lost cause. Detective, the lieutenant closes his notebook. A word in private before we continue. Excuse us for a moment, madame. We have a thought. Hapes. On the ground. Hey, you. Who, me? Yes, you. Word on the street is you're ready to start building communism again. Again? And our commentator is a word on the street again. Yes, you're ready to start building communism again. You built it before, they built it before. It hasn't really worked out yet, but neither has the law. Should we just stop building love too? We should stop. I'm a love winner. Well, I guess can't argue with that. So what about all that communism you promised to build? Word on the street is you're working up from 1,000 years of slumber, promising to erect a version of communism many times greater than any attempted before. Is that true? A count is a word on the street. People say things like down with the bourgeoisie, eat the rich, sodomize the landowners, impel all the people with more than 25 real in their pocket. Okay, that's a bit much. That kind of stuff. I haven't said anything like that. I've said some mildly left-wing things, but not like those. Oh yes, the mask of ambivalence, don't deny it. You're about to rip it off and reveal the monstrous seven-eyed lamb of global communism that will devour and masticate mankind. Everyone can see that, so tell me, do you have any questions before we fire up the big communism builder, or do we get right down to it? Wait, first, what is this communism even about? Sure. Failure is about failure. Failure? Yes, abject failure, total irreversible defeat on all fronts, absolutely vanquished, beaten, curb stomped, and pissed on until you came along. You will reverse the fortune of the workers of the world. You alone against every living thing, against every human alive, 800 trillion real in the hands of any possibly well-organized ruling class, towering city blocks of blank men who have the ears of prime ministers, million-headed armies of nations, and the love of your own mother. You against the atom, the charm, and the spin, where the whole would fail, no matter matter failed to bend human will. Will failed to get out of bed and tie its laces. You alone, single-handedly, will rebuild the dreams of the working class. You are the last communist. Now get to work, comrade. Oh, so we opt in or opt out? Well, this seems super, super, super extremist. I don't think I'm gonna opt into that extremism. Yeah, opt out. Very well, I guess no one will build communism then. Tell the working man it's over, unless anyone has objections. No objections. It's mathematically impossible to achieve a classless society. Everyone knows this. Let not failure ensnare you any further. Beautiful pixie girl, be an acrobat. A prancing fairy queen. Anyone? Anyone? There is no one? There is no one. Okay then, lie down and let the water carry you downstream. Goodbye, communism. Oh, there is a new tower here. But let's actually stop the episode here. It's been 31 minutes. That's a very long episode for you guys. An episode that I hope you enjoyed. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.